Okay, hello and welcome. This is a lesson over variables. Today is December 4th, 2017. Just so you know, it is National Cookie Day, just in case you wanted to know. It's pretty cool. Okay, so let's talk about variable expressions. So a variable is a symbol that represents an unknown quantity. Variables are usually, but not always, represented by lowercase letters. A variable expression is a collection of variables, numbers, and operation symbols. So here's an example. 5 plus 3y is a variable expression. A linear expression is a variable expression where all the variables have an exponent of 1 and no variable is used in the denominator of a fraction. So for this one, an exponent is the little number that appears in the upper right-hand corner. So this one doesn't have an exponent. So that means its exponent is 1. So this right here is a linear expression. So to evaluate a variable expression, replace the variable with the given number and simplify the expression. So here's an example. Evaluate 5n minus 7 for n equals 3. So we have 5n minus 7. And what I want to do is replace n with 3. So 5 times 3 minus 7. Okay? 5n means 5 times n. So then I have 15 minus 7, and 15 minus 7 is 8. Or why did I say 18? 8. Okay, and that's how you do it right there. So let's do one more. Evaluate 5 plus c divided by d minus 2. So when I have two different variables, I just still do the same thing. I just follow the directions. So I have 5 plus c divided by d minus 2. So for c, they want me to plug in 3. So I'm going to plug in 3. And then for d, they want me to plug in 4. So 4 minus 2. So 5 plus 3 is 8. 4 minus 2 is 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And we're done. So here's our answer for the first one is 8. Our answer for the second one is 4. Okay, so here's a check for understanding. So if I wanted to find the value of 3 times x plus 5 minus 10 when x equals 2, here's what I would do. I would take 2 and plug it in for x. So I'm going to rewrite my original problem. Oops. Plus 5 minus 10. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace x with 2. And then I'm going to follow the order of operations. Okay? So 2 plus 5 inside the parentheses because PEMDAS says I have to do parentheses first. So 2 plus 5 is 7. Okay, and then I do 3 times 7, which is 21, minus 10, which is 11. Okay, so that is how you do that one. So some vocabulary. So each expression has terms. Terms are the parts of an expression that are added or subtracted. A term that has no variables is a constant. So the thing to remember is terms are separated by subtraction and addition, not multiplication and division, but subtraction and division. So this one has 3 terms because there's 1, 2, 3. This one has 2 terms because it's 1, 2. 4 terms, 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are constants because they have no variables. Okay? Terms can consist of 2 or more factors. The numerical part of a term is the coefficient. When the coefficient of a term is 1, it is usually not written. So for this term right here, this has 3 factors because it has a number and 2 different letters. So that means there's 1, 2, 3 factors. And that negative 3 is called the coefficient. Okay, so here's a check for understanding. How many terms are there in this expression? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, they're separated by addition and subtraction signs. So there are 4 terms. Okay, so for this one, same variable expression. What is the coefficient of term z over 5? Well, this is where we have to ask, what number is in front of z? Okay, or how many z's do I have? Well, I have 1 z. That's a 1. Okay, so another way I can write this is I can push that z off to the side and write it as 1 over 5 z. So this is my number in front of my z, and that's called a coefficient. So the coefficient of the term is 1 over 5. So whenever I have a fraction, my coefficient is the number in front of the variable over the number on bottom. Okay, so same variable expression. What is the constant? The constant is the term with no variables in it, so my constant is 1. Okay, so that is our really short lesson for today. Your next steps is to go through all parts of the lesson online. If you need help, come to the help session tomorrow at 10, or let me go ahead and see if I can write this on the board, or to the open help session at 1:30 today. Okay, remember, you don't have a required class today. You have an optional help session where you can come in and get help on the things we've learned so far. All right, tomorrow I will see you at 12:30. Have a great day.